Yo, how's everyone doing? Welcome back for some more Forza Horizon 3. Today I'm sharing with you the number 17 Ford Falcon that we just got from the Forzathon, and I just want to talk about this car, share my opinions on it, and the first thing I want to say is I always love when they have the car at the top of the class. S1 900, that is perfect, and this is a rear-wheel drive extreme track toy, and whenever I see extreme track toy I pretty much just think circuit races, and that's what I brought this car out to try, and man did it work good. I love cars that handle well and just respond to what you want the car to do, and that's exactly what this car does. It's a very good handling car, and I think we all could agree that cars that just simply do not turn are probably the most frustrating cars in the game, and to get a car that you literally do not have to tune whatsoever and handles this good, I mean, it's just fantastic, and on top of that, the braking is amazing. So you combine good braking with really good handling, and I mean, you got a car that can pretty much make any turn without really having to try too hard. Now, the weaknesses, though, is obviously the top speed, and the acceleration is okay, but the thing that it really struggles with is the launch, and you saw that there in the very beginning. It's very hard because the first gear is actually very long, so the tires are pretty much spinning up until 40 miles per hour, and the car doesn't really need to shift until about 50 miles per hour, so it's a little bit tough, but right there, that is the only mistake I really made in this race, and it turned into a drift tap because this car's braking is so good. I braked way too late there, and I didn't slam into the wall. Most cars I probably would have slammed into that wall. But generally a lot of cars that are kind of like this car have shift points that are really close together, and generally I hate that. I hate having to shift a bunch of times really close together. I love long gears where you just really feel that acceleration, and this car actually kind of has that. You know, they're not super long gears, but I mean, they're good enough. They're not so close together that it's just frustrating, especially driving in manual where you have to actually control which gear you're in. So that's really nice and makes the car feel a lot better. But the one thing I will say, you will get some wheel spin sometimes in like second gear when you're making turns if you don't make the turn properly, but if you let off the gas a little bit and wait for your car to straighten out, you certainly won't have any problems controlling this thing. With that being said though, for being a rear-wheel drive car, this thing has really good grip, especially because the car is really not all that heavy and it really doesn't spin too much. If you know what you're doing and you really hit your turns right, you angle your turns good, and you brake when you're supposed to, you pretty much get no wheel spin. And you might notice as I do more laps here, like each lap I get a little bit better with the car. I'm a little bit more comfortable, getting used to it more, and you know, it's actually just a ton of fun to drive because of how well it handles, and it's just so responsive. But you certainly do not want to use this thing on sprint races. I tried it, and you know, I competed with the other cars, but on the straightaways you just cannot keep up. It just sucks on straightaways because the top speed's only like, what, 160 maybe, something like that, so it doesn't have good top end, but it's got decent acceleration, and like I said, the handling is perfect for going around these big turns in circuit races. But I actually had this car before from the first Forzathon where we could win it, and I did sell it though because it was a very rare car and I didn't really care for the car, and I still don't think the car looks all that great, but I wanted to actually drive the car this time because I didn't even remember driving it the first time I had it. I pretty much just sold it right away because I knew that it would go for a lot, and I did get a lot of money. I can't remember exactly how much, but this car was actually the reason that I started making Forzathon videos, because you had to win a drag race to win this car originally, and me being someone who never does drag races, I had no idea what I was in for. And I don't know if they changed it now or if it's still the same way, but you used to at least get this massive head start if you would be in a lower class car. So there was people in like a C class car easily beating people in like S2 and X class cars because they were basically done the race before the X-Class cars would even start the race, and it was ridiculous. I lost so many races just trying to win this car from the Forzathon event, and I finally figured out that you needed to just do a lower class car, but one that's like really fast from the lower class. And I noticed that a lot of people were using the Cataram, so I decided to get one and tune it, and it worked perfectly. I won like the first race that I did with the car, and then I decided, you know, some other people have to be having this issue I had, so I made my video, talked about it, shared my tune with that thing, and so many people found that helpful, and ever since then I've been making my Forzathon videos, and I definitely plan on continuing to do so. But thank you very much for watching. As always, I'd love to know what you think about this number 17 Falcon. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you all again very soon. Peace out.